Hi everyone, it's Andrew Martin with the Union Report. Today I'm joined by Chris Moulton and our gaffer, Jordan Stewart.
How you doing?
Good, thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
We just wanted to check in with you and ask you a few questions as we're winding down the season.
Yep.
So we appreciate you taking the time.
Of course.
Going back immediately to this game against Colorado Springs this weekend, unfortunately it was a 1-0 result against us, but what is something that you felt the guys did well and one thing that you thought that they didn't do so well in that match?
I think once Colorado scored, we went on the front foot to try and get equalizers and then make the game competitive. I think we started flat though in the first half. I don't know why, because in the week we had a good week of training. Sometimes, like subconsciously, we're all humans, and like the knowing we're not going to make the playoffs can sometimes affect us as a team. So I think we started flat, but as the game grew, I thought we started to put our onus on it. Still had chances, but more so in the second half. Once they scored, I thought we was on the front foot then and started to try and compete more and to try and get a goal.
Thanks.
So Jordan, I want to throw this out there because I've referred to you online as J Stew. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No.
I'm trying to get it to stick, and I just wanted to come to you personally.
No, that's all good. Yeah, one of my when I was at Sheffield United, that's what the guys used to call me.
Oh, really? Okay, so, good,
yeah.
good.
I think I've got a lot of nicknames.
So, looking over your career, I mean, in England, you played a lot of places.
Yep.
How did the variety of different, teams, coaches, offensive schemes, that sort of thing, how did that influence your game over the years?
I think it, especially when you're younger, I don't know if it was fortunate or unfortunate. I started early than probably most at 17, but then during the period I was at Leicester, I had, I think, altogether around about 6 coaches. So you're always having to come again. It's like a fresh start, right? New coach comes in, 1, new ideas, but 2, obviously you have to try and impress to make the team again. Right. So I felt like that was a good moment for me because you always had to. There was no okay, I've signed a 3-year deal, so I'm just gonna relax. It's almost new coach comes in and you have to kind of compete again and to try and win a place in the team or the squad at the time. And then I think each manager has its own philosophies, just like myself compared to maybe another coach. But it's taking the bits that you like and you understand and kind of just meshing that together. And as you get along your career, it's probably around when I was around about 30, 31, it seemed like everything slowed down. And then the game got a bit easier for me. So I think it's just experience. I think at the end of the day, the more experience you can get, the better. I think that's when you see younger players getting lots more minutes now. And it's because of that, right? They want to give those players the exposure, the experience to then when you're in a certain situation, you've already been in there already, and then you can maybe do a different action. So I think it's just experience and taking information on is also very important. I was lucky that I had older guys giving me information. Sometimes I didn't listen to everything, which is normal, right? When you're young, you think you know it all, but then as you get older, you realize maybe they maybe they was right and you was wrong. So I think it's just part of the evolution of being a soccer player.
Nice. Andrew?
If you could go into the lab and create a Frankenstein type ideal soccer player in the Jordan Stewart approved mold, what are some of the key attributes that you would want to have included?
Probably just try and sign CR7. So I think as in the ideal player, I think CR7 is that type of player. Has high left foot, right foot, head, good work ethic. But I think it's every player has different attributes that come collective as a team. You don't want everyone to be the same type of player, even though position base is important. But I think every player in different positions has qualities that you look for. Whether it's if you're a defender, obviously one-on-one defending, being able to be comfortable on the ball, aerial duels, ground duels, that kind of stuff. Midfielders want to create game pockets, go forward, be aggressive, and then obviously attacking third players wide or 10-9. It's one-on-one actions at wide, getting crosses in, scoring goals, assists, and then to have a goal scorer, but then also on the defensive side, press from the front, which I think is super important for us. And we'll kind of work on that as well coming into next season and kind of be a more aggressive team, especially in the press. So I think there's not just one attribute for a single player or maybe varieties. Just you have to work with the attributes that the players have, and then maybe the weak areas you try and make them stronger.
Sure. And to follow up on that, when you are evaluating young talent in particular, how difficult is it to see past the uneven edges and the questions you may see to see the potential kind of at the end of the tunnel?
I think it's more of the eye test. I think when you see a young player that has talent, kind of like a Xavi, right? You see that he has certain qualities. Still young, still learning the game, still green in a few areas, but I think overall you can see the qualities he has, and then it's up to us as a coaching staff to work on his weaknesses and to improve those. And he's a guy that's willing to learn, and you watch his film and ask questions. So I think with those aspects, then you have a player that can grow and improve.
Yeah, you mentioned Xavi. He's highly regarded throughout the championship. Is there any inside info you can give us as far as what your plans are with him moving forward, as far as on the field positionally or anything like that?
Well, he's played a couple positions. He's played as a solo 10, double 10. He's played as a false 9 against Sack. So I think any more so in the middle, where he's good at getting in between the midfield and the defending unit on the opposition. So I think he's good at getting space. And obviously we're going to be speaking to all the players over the next couple of weeks once the season is finished. And the only message is for them is to finish strong, right? And then we can sit down and have our exit meetings and kind of formulate a plan for next season. But for now, to the end of the season, it's just working hard, and we have one game left, and to try and finish with a win, which is always nice. We was all disappointed about the game in Colorado because we thought we had chances to get a goal and to win, but sometimes that's how soccer is, especially coming off the back of Phoenix and then Sack. Sometimes that break, you like lose a bit of momentum, and then obviously knowing that we wasn't going to be in the playoffs, you can kind of put a little bump in the road. But that's still part of the experience, right? Of knowing, okay, well, if this happens again, then they already know the answer. So I think it's, like I said before, it's giving the guys exposure and especially this week, to have the guys compete, and then pick a side that's going to be able to try and get the win against Tulsa.
Do you have anything?
No, I think that's all the questions that I have, unless you have anything else, Chris.
Well, if Cristiano Ronaldo is watching, obviously you probably have a spot on the Monterey Bay FC Union. I want to thank you. It was a tumultuous time for the fans, through this season with a lot of change, and I feel like you've really brought a stability to the club. I think as a fan and just from talking to people, I think we're really excited for what you're going to bring to the pitch next season. So best of luck to you. We look forward to talking with you more.
Sure. No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Obviously, thanks for your support, right? Because I know it's third year not making the playoffs, which is difficult even for me coming in. Like my aim was to make the playoffs, and that was what I said to the players at the start of the season. So I think there has to be a lot of changes coming into the next year, especially because we haven't made the playoffs for 3 years. So I think when things like that happen, it has to be like a drastic change. So that's my plan, and obviously try and like finish strong, and then straight away it's back at it and trying to get in a position so when we start preseason, we're in a good space to try and compete to make the playoffs, because that's the minimal goal next season. Right. So. Right.
Oh, one more thing. Who's your team? I mean,
Chelsea.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to.
Yeah, no hesitation. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan. It's weird because when I was younger, I was a Liverpool fan because of John Barnes, and even though he played for England, he's from Jamaica, and my dad's obviously from Jamaica as well. So, and he played left wing when I used to be a youngster, and then when I became pro, stopped supporting a team, and then we played Chelsea, and then I remember they signed a guy for like 24 mil, and I was like, who's this guy? Like, obviously it was Drogba, and then I was like, 'cause I'd never heard of him from Marseille, and then he played against us and scored a hat-trick. So after that, I was like, so I started watching him more, and then started watching Chelsea more, and then became a fan. And then lucky enough, the last season when I was at Phoenix, I got to play with Drogba as well. So it's
Awesome.
That's cool. And yeah, when it seemed up close, then you realise how good he was. So, even at 39.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jordan. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, best of luck in Tulsa.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.